Good morning, students. Today I am going to start chapter number 8, Women, Caste and Reforms from History, according to the new syllabus norms of CBSE. Okay? So first of all, we will take overview of this chapter. So students, I think you all heard and know about the children lived about 200 years ago. And nowadays, most girls from middle class families go to school and often study with boys. But before 200 years ago or 100 years ago, girls were not allowed to go to school and study with the boys. Okay? So students, in today's modern world, as I told you, girls are going to school and studying with boys, and after growing up they are also going colleges and universities and take up jobs after that. And before getting legally married, they have to be adults and can marry anyone they like, irrespective of their caste and community, and widows can remarry too. Okay? And nowadays, according to our constitutions, all women can vote and stand for election, but these rights were not enjoyed by poor people as they had little or no access to education before 100 years ago. Okay? But things were different to 200 years ago. As I told you above that, women's, poor and low caste people were not allowed to give vote or participated in any common activities or any activities. And in some parts of the country, women were forced to practice sati, and also at an early stage most children were married. Okay? And women's also right to property were restricted, and there was no access to education. And according to the caste system, Brahmins and Kshatriya were considered as upper caste, and others such as traders and moneylenders, often referred to as Vaishya, were placed after them. It means before 100 years ago, casteism was prevailed in all over the India, and each and every practices of the common people and religion divided according to their high class, low class, upper caste and lower caste. And after that, first was related to the Brahman, and after that Kshatriya, and after that Vaishya, and finally Shudra. And Shudra were known as peasants, weavers and potters. Okay? So the lowest rung were those who labored to keep cities and villages clean or worked under upper caste. I think commonly they were known as untouchables that time, or Harijans that time. Alright? And students, as I told you earlier, or we can say frankly, 200 years ago, things were very different from nowadays. And most of the children were married at a very early age, and both Hindu and Muslim men could marry more than one woman and can keep more than one wife. And also in some parts of the countries, widows were praised if they choose death by burning themselves with the funeral of their husbands. So students, the women who died in this manner or willingly were called sati. Alright, and also in many parts of the country, people believed that if a woman was educated, then she would become a widow. And students, as I told you above that, earlier difference between men and women were very common in this society, and regions, even people were also divided along the lines of caste and upper caste, lower caste, etc., etc. And also the upper caste treated many of these groups at the bottom as untouchable, and untouchables or Harijan or people who belong to the lower caste, they were not allowed to enter temples, and they cannot draw water from the wells used by the upper caste, or even bath in the ponds where upper caste bathed, and they were seen as inferior or less than upper class people or even human beings. And students, over the 19th and 20th century, many of these norms and perception slowly started to change by with the effort of some great people of India like Raja Ram Mohan Rai and Dayanand Saraswati, etc., etc. So students, on the basis of topic number 2, working towards change, we will study and understand that how these changes which were prevailed before 200 years ago or 100 years ago, especially related to the women and low caste people, were changed by these great people of India. Alright, so your topic number 2 is working towards change. So students, as I told you above that in 19th and 20th century, many changes were started by the people, and debates and discussion and many activities carried by the people to stop illegal social custom and practices like sati and related to the education, and also number of things which were not allowed, especially for women or girl child before 100 or 200 years ago. So students, one important reason for this was the development of new forms of communication. And after the introduction of printed books, newspaper, magazines and pamphlets in India, and students, these were too cheaper. That's why all those like printed books, newspaper, magazines and pamphlets were more accessible for the people than the manuscripts. And students, as you have already learned in your previous chapter in class 7 and 6 about manuscripts, that manuscript was too costly and written by hand and takes too much time to write. That's why printing books and pamphlets were more accessible in the compare of manuscripts. Alright, and now with the help of printing machines, so many of them who were wanted to express their point of view and their ideas, they can read and also they can write for others. Alright, and also due to the accessibility of numbers of books with cheaper price in different languages, now peoples are aware to different kind of matters related to overall country. So as well as people who were lived in earlier they can also read and write in different languages like related to the social, political, economic and religious issues, and also they could now be debated and discussed by men and also sometime by women in the new developed cities of India, in the houses and in the coffee shops and in also the meeting places of men and rich people. All right. And also due to the accessibility of printing books, now discussions could reach out to a number of people and reach to the wider public and could become linked to movement for social change in all over the country. And students, many important points which were related to the working towards the change in these are like these debates were often initiated or started by Indian reformers and reformer groups like Raja Ram Mohan Rai and Swami Dayanand Saraswati. So students, as you know very well that Raja Ram Mohan Rai founded a reform association which is known as the Brahmo Sabha, and now that is known as Brahmo Samaj in all over the Calcutta. And people, especially like Raja Ram Mohan Rai, described and also wanted to change which were necessary in society, and also those practices and activities were totally unjust, especially related to the women. That's why Raja Ram Mohan Rai thought that the best way to ensure such changes was by informing people with the help of education. All right. And first of all, they wanted to change Sati Pratha and also many old practices which were totally related to the women life. And also they wanted to change in women life and also related to women's education. Okay. And students, Raja Ram Mohan Rai was also known as in all over the India for the spreading knowledge, especially related to the Western education, and also bring about a greater freedom, equality and change for women, as I told you about. All right. And also he wrote about many books and many pamphlets and many writings, especially related to the women and women life. And also they had write that the way of women who were forced to bear the burden of especially domestic work, and women life mostly were related to the home and kitchen, and even girls or women were not allowed to move out and become educated, and also women was not allowed to go out freely outside for any purpose. So to stop that kind of unjust and old practices, Raja Ram Mohan Rai was fought especially for the freedom of women. Alright students, so for today's that's all, and in my next topic I will discuss with you changing the life of widows and girls being going to school and women right about women. Alright students, understood? Thank you and have a nice day.